Greetings YouTube, this is Toy Customizer Wake Angel 2001 bringing you another commission from kingminun. I think it might be his last one, for now at least. But first, I would like to extend special thanks to my friend Andrew Rankin, a fellow figure customizer who also specializes in Sonic characters. I don't really know where he posts his work besides Facebook. He has a DeviantArt, but he hasn't posted much there. And he is the one who showed me how to make this this particular figure, which is Nack the Weasel, aka Fang the Sniper. Nack the Weasel. He's kind of the black sheep of the Sonic video game lineup. He's only been in 2 games, Sonic Triple Trouble for the Game Gear and Sonic the Fighters for the arcades. I don't know, I guess he was kind of a black sheep because he was one of the only characters that actually used guns. This is before Shadow made it cool to use guns in 2007 or whatever, 2005. Whenever Shadow came out and he used guns. Where was I? Right. Nack the Weasel, Nack the Weasel. Yes. So, even though he hasn't been in many games, Nack the Weasel still has a fairly large fan base. I think mostly thanks to the comic book series, where he's still an active character to this day. And we all remember that time that Princess Sally totally kneed him in the crotch. And look at that sound effect. Crunch! Oh, this panel still makes me wince to this day. Oh gosh. Okay, yeah, let's just get on to customizing the figure itself, shall we? Alright, so the base figure for Nack the Weasel is going to be Shadow the Hedgehog. Alright, this is one of the newer Shadow figures, so let's take him apart into his base pieces. And I think just a quick interlude, I want to point out something. Look at this side-by-side comparison between arms. The one on the left is Sonic's arm from a few months ago, and the one on the right is the arm from this Shadow figure. Now, I saw on the Jazzwares website that they were getting complaints about figures with loose or fragile joints, so they said that they were making some improvements. And here you can see one of them in action. It's the peg for the shoulder, which goes into the body, is much thicker, and you know, it's quite chunky. So chunky, in fact, that although it has made the figure much more durable, it's made my job a whole lot harder, because these bigger pegs are much harder to get in and out of the body of the action figures for when I take them apart to customize them. I think in the future I'm going to try taking the figures apart as little as possible. Some parts still pop off easily, like the heads and the waist and the hands and feet, but shoulders and hips, with these pegs, oh, it is just freaking hard. So let's move on. Alright, so as you can see from the head, I did more than merely slice off all of Shadow's spines. I also used my Dremel tool to sand down the head into essentially a round shape. I didn't take any pictures of it, but I also ended up having to sand off the muzzle. Usually on Shadow figures, you'll be able to just get a fingernail under there and peel the muzzle off, but Jazzwares had to go and make their figures better quality, which makes my job harder, so I had to sand the stupid thing away because it wouldn't come out anymore. Funny how that works. So, once I did that, I just had to make a new muzzle and add on some Nack the Weasel ears. As you can see, you got Nack's trademark gigantic tooth. And it was at this point that I made him his iconic little hat. The hat, I was tempted to keep it in those colors, but they didn't really match the paint that I had used for the boots and gloves later on. You'll see that. It's permanently mounted on the figure, but at this point I had taken it off so I could get around and paint the head. And that's the head painted. So yeah, let's just get through this. We're already more than almost 5 minutes into this, and there's the body, add a new belly patch, added the belt. There's the hands. That metal thing is a cuff from an old Shadow sneaker. There's the leg and boot. I sanded Shadow's boots down to a very smooth shape, and then use clay to make it look like Nack's, yada yada yada. There's the upper body. I include this picture because I had such a freaking hard time getting the arms in. You know what? No, wait, let me rant about this. Yeah, I just cannot let this slide, because this was seriously the hardest part of the figure, and that was reassembling the upper body. First of all, the belt that I made out of clay crumbled away when I put the waist joint back on, so I said screw it and just painted the belt on. It looks better anyway, though the buckle is still one of Sonic's sneaker buckles. The arms almost refused to go in there. Like, I had to heat that thing up so much to make it soft enough, and I'm not pulling out shoulder arms anymore. They're just way too hard, and when I put the head back on, the freaking muzzle broke. Oh god, it took me all night to freaking make that muzzle work. I had to actually remake the fang and the left side of his cheek. When you see the body completely reassembled, you see he almost looks like Nack so far, but he still needs a tail. So here is the completed Nack, wearing not only his charming little mercenary hat, but also with his tail. So on profile view, you can actually see how ludicrously long that tail actually is. I think this comes from a problem of his species and the art style for the Sonic universe, because weasels like Nack have very long bodies, but Sonic characters have very short little pudgy bodies. So when they constructed Nack the Weasel, they did him in this style by trading off the length of his body for the length of his tail. Henceforth, Nack the Weasel has a, frankly, humorously long tail. So, that is Nack the Weasel. I know he's a very beloved character, despite the fact that he probably is the most unlikable character in the fiction. But you know what? He has a soft spot in even my heart, and if I didn't have such a damn headache with his muzzle, I'd probably make another one for myself. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you, and have a good day.